So I'm here today with John Hamilton on Palmera Avenue at a site that he is going to be working with the owners on rebuild post-disaster. What's the kind of things that you're dealing with rebuilding on something like this kind of lot here in the Palisades?
Well, first of all, look at all the opportunity. There's still this beautiful creek that runs through the site. I was here a couple weeks ago and could hear the frogs croaking.
Right.
And there's still green trees. And then the foundations at this site are going to be salvageable. We're going to have to do some repair work. You can see the exposed rebar. We call that spalling, when big chunks of concrete basically pop out of the retaining wall. And that's due to the intense heat, and it basically baked that back wall. So we're gonna have to do some reconstruction on that back wall, but we're also saving a considerable amount of money on the construction of the house by being able to recycle the foundations.
Wow.
So, you know, that's a nice opportunity for the house. And then we have to be a little bit creative in terms of the way that we approach it from a structural perspective, but it allows us a lot of freedom. So this house is gonna grow, you know, 10% in footprint and more than that in the overall square footage of the house, but it's not a lot bigger. It's kind of an interesting wrinkle in the way that the city's laid out their requirements.
Yeah. So John, when you meet with your clients, you know, with a process like this, what is the first thing that you kind of ask them or try to understand about them in the process?
Well, it's really holistic, right? We're trying to get a very complete picture of who this person is. Are they super social, or do they prefer to live, you know, their life in a more solitary basis, right? Are they having giant parties in the backyard, or is that really their meditative space?
Right.
How many kids? All of that. Do they work at home? All of those things influence decisions that we're making in the design of the home and influence the way that we're creating spaces to serve them, right? To be the best house for them. And then I think a lot of our clients are maybe a little overly cautious about making a house that's going to be good for sale.
Right.
And I often tell them, well, are you going to be there 10 years? Then don't worry about it, because the next person who buys your house is going to remodel it and make it their own anyway. So make your house for you.
Right.
And let your kids worry about how much the house is worth when you sell it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think if you're going to be there for a while, I think that's a better attitude to have about it.
I agree, because obviously it's home. You need to make it yours, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think, I mean, obviously kind of dovetailing on that part of resale, what is the one element that you think that someone that's doing reconstruction that they should absolutely make sure they do that gives them true value?
I mean, make something in your house for you. Make it your custom house. If you're a reader, make that cozy library space that you want to go curl up with a book. You know, make the house particular to your needs and wants, and do something a little different. Look at the houses that are from developers and for sale.
Right.
And do something different than that.
Right.
Do something for you.
Right.
Do something that is.
We don't need a modern farmhouse. We can actually.
We've got plenty. If you want one, just go buy one. You know, from my perspective, make a house for you that is aligned with your needs and wants and loves in your life.
I've worked with you on different projects, and that you really like to put in special little elements. So for example, at your own private home, you have a bookcase that comes out and there's a powder room behind it.
I like a secret bookcase. That's something I like. But you know, you and I have this shared love of sailing. Right. And if you think about the ceiling in my kitchen, that is the inside of an upside down boat, right? With the ribs of a ship kind of going back and forth on the ceiling. So I think all those things, making the house particular to you, actually makes the house
unique.
And people recognize beautiful custom things and gravitate that even more than to the things that are overloaded and have been overdone and are oversold.
Right, yeah, definitely. There's some architects that really specialize in one particular style. And I know that you really love to kind of get super uber creative with how you design homes. Can you talk a little bit about that process?
You know, I was lucky enough to grow up in a variety of really important architectural homes. Paul Williams, one of the most significant architects in Los Angeles history, designed the theme building at LAX and a number of homes in Beverly Hills, and the first super prominent black architect in Los Angeles. designed a house for several houses for my grandfather, and I got to live in those houses as a kid.
Lucky you.
And they were amazing, right? One of them, boathouse up at Lake Arrowhead, which is kind of well-known structure up there. And then I also lived in a John Byers Spanish house in Santa Monica. Again, super architecturally significant. And my family developed houses. A lot of those were more eclectic in nature. My point is that growing up in LA, the great thing about LA is its eclectic nature,
For sure.
right? We brought you Roy Choi's Korean barbecue tacos, right? Like we took Korean barbecue and tacos and mashed those together. Or the Red Hot Chili Peppers, right? The Red Hot Chili Peppers take funk and rap and soul and mash it all together and make this whole new sound. Well, in LA, we have the opportunity to dig into that because driving down the street in LA, there's a Tudor, there's a Spanish, there's a Craftsman, there's a Modern. They're all appropriate and they're all fantastic houses. At Hamilton Architects, we're not dogmatic about a particular style. We're more dug into how does it feel? How do you want to feel in the house?
Right.
How do you want the house to feel to the neighbors? Like that is the conversation. Not so much does it have to be this style or that style.
Right.